Hey YouTube, this is RUW here with a deck tech. The deck I decided to build is red, blue, white miracles, and I've got to say it's pretty fun. A lot of draw advantage obviously, and it takes a lot of luck to play, but the tests seem to be going well down at local F&M, but it gets its first proper competitive play. I thought I'd post it up here, see if you guys have any criticism or any help you can offer me, so I'll get straight to it. I'll get the boring bit out of the way first with the mana base. So obviously I'm running, I don't know if you can see that there, can't you? Yeah, so 4C Chrome Coast. Obviously it goes without saying that these are just great lands. 4 Glacial Fortress. You can tell that like the blue and white are really the primary colours in this deck. There's 1 Clifftop Retreat just for that one little extra white mana, and the red splash, and 4 Sulphur Falls, which are always good, really good. Basic lands, I'm running 3 islands, which is all you really need when I'm running 2 plains and 1 mountain. It seems like very few, but I'm running 4 evolving wilds as well, so searching these out is always pretty easy. No need for a great amount of basics, as long as I can search out for the ones that I'm really needing, depending on the situation. And I'm running 1 Desolate Lighthouse, which is great for the draw advantage, especially during the turn, being able to cast miracles in theirs, so allowing you to untap for maybe drawing out the fatties or something. And then let's go into main board. We've got 2 Tamios, which these just work absolutely perfectly. When the entire idea of the deck is to draw, just keep your draw power going, which is a -2 is always great against aggro matches, even if she's only there for a little short while. A +1, it's obviously like self-protecting, or it deprives them of that 1 coloured mana that they just can't seem to draw besides the land they've got on board. The -8 is just absolutely devastating. Even if you're hard casting things like Terminus or Entreat for 1, the fact that it goes back to your hand is just absolutely brilliant. Being able to basically wipe the board every turn with no consequences is just absolutely great. Having counter spells in hand with this just really makes it. There's been a few people that have just like completely scooped because I've had a dissipated hand with her Lemon, so she is just the best planeswalker for this deck, really. Got 1 Jace Memory Adept, which is great because the +1 is obviously draw advantage. I never really want to use him for his ultimate, but being able to stall out a mill is always just brilliant. And Planeswalker, last one, is Karn Liberated, purely because he's just a boss in any deck. A 7 cost colourless bomb, just always brilliant. He just pretty much just locks them out of the game completely. Moving on to the obviously eponymous part of the deck, we've got 4 Temporal Masteries for miracles. These, even if hard casting them, giving you that extra draw step to pull into something a little more devastating is always brilliant. You know, being able to top deck these in someone else's turn, it still works, because I believe it still works. I've not had any problems with it, because it says an extra turn. So board wiping, we've got 4 Terminus. These are just, you know, a 1 cost to wipe the board, especially since this deck runs no creatures as well. It can be absolutely devastating early game against aggro matchups, being able to get rid of that 1 problem card like Geist or other things that can't be dealt with normally. Wiping the board for 1 mana is just always so efficient. Got 4 Entreat the Angels. Obviously these are one of the main win conditions. being able to do it in someone else's turn, meaning they've not got summon sickness, even if you have to think twice into them, you know, those 2 angels that you're missing will be made up for the fact that you can swing in. So, you know, absolutely great card. And then there's the 4 bonfires, another win condition, great for wiping the board, great for direct damage. There's a reason that most decks, right, want to have these cards in. They are just absolutely worth the money, just so good. And then we've got onto normal spells. Those are all of the miracles. We've got the draw engines, which are 4 think twice, being able to flash these back in either in your turn for that 1 land lack you might be having, or getting dead draws out of the way. Instant speed, you can't go wrong with this as a draw card. I messed around with having Thought Scour, but fueling people's graveyards, whether that's for reanimator decks, fueling Rune Chanter's Pikes, it wasn't too efficient, so using these just for the pure draw power was it just seemed like the right choice. We've got 3 mana leaks. I only run 3 because the whole idea is to get into late game, and by the time I'm casting maybe the 3rd or 4th one, if I draw into it, they usually have enough mana up to pay for the 3 cost, which is why I'm also mainboarding 1 Dissipate, which is just, to be honest, even though it is 1 more blue mana, I do think this is probably the best counter spell once Mana Leak rotates out. So just the fact that they can't get it back afterwards is just great. No more Snapcaster triggers once rotation comes around. We have, to be able to get back the miracles, we've got 2 Noxious Revivals, paying 2 life to be able to set up another miracle either in their end step, to draw on your turn, or even to set this up in response and then think twice as well in response and get another angel to make a chump blocker, or bonfire to wipe the board. It's just some of it's just completely insane being able to do it in their turn and then being able to recover the next turn. Really do love this card. I'm thinking of running 1 more, but maybe 6 life's a bit too much maybe. There's the obvious setting up of the miracles, which is 3 ponders. Again, needed more board wipe, hence why I've omitted 1 of the ponders, but you know, they are brilliant cards setting up and getting the land draw advantage. Looking for the basic lands you need to set up if you don't draw into the Evolving Wilds. And then there's some more board wipe, so there's 2 Whip Flurs. These are just great for dealing with like Geist of St. Traff, Delvers, you know, not that great, obviously not great against Tempered Steel, but in my local meta there is pretty much no one playing Tempered Steel at the minute, so it's not really been a problem for me. And then 1 Slagstorm, which is great either to just end them on the game. It might be sorcery speed, but it is just pretty much, it's just a Whip Flare with a little bit more of a bite on it. So yeah, that's pretty much main board. So what I've got next is the sideboard. So obviously got Tamiyo's Emblem there. Then got 1 Elish Norn, which is great against aggro matchups, or pretty much, you know, reanimated decks, whoever want to get Elish Norn, which is great as a kill spell as well. Another Jace, because if they're in a position against a control matchup where you're able to mill them out more, it is good to take out maybe one of the Khans and put this guy in, maybe even one of the Terminus, something like that, you know, just make the curve a little lower. I think it's pretty damn good against it. Not 1 Batterskull, just a nice little bomb to have in there, rather than if they manage to use things like a surgical on miracles or something. It's always nice to have the lifelink and the vigilance. To have a blocker as well is always good. The fact that you've always got a lot of mana up as well is always great, because you can obviously return him back to hand whenever you need to. 1 Surgical Extraction, because being able to get rid of the lingering souls is always, you know, it's always a great play. You know, it's just, spirits are a very big thing in my meta at the minute. Got 1 Grafdigger's Cage, again against the graveyard, stops Snapcasters, but it doesn't affect miracles, because obviously it's when you draw the miracle is when you can cast it, so it's not actually in the library. But a few people trying to side these in against me, and I have to explain to them, well, no, it doesn't really do anything against it, so it's good. Ratchet bomb, again, tokens are a big thing in my meta at the minute, so it's just really a way of dealing around it. Even if there's a bigger threat, I feel like invisible stalkers with a pike, being able to take this up to 2 and then sacking it off is just good for getting rid of that really bad pest that can get pretty big pretty quickly. 2 corrosive gales, because evasion is a massive thing right now, so being able to do this is alright. The 2 life's a bit annoying as well when you have noxious revivals and surgicals, but yeah, it's like with the cards about like favourable winds and intangible virtue, it's a lot easier to pay the 2 life and just get rid of them straight off the mark. Got 1 celestial purge. It doesn't need explaining, it's just great against black or red decks. 2 timely reinforcements. Thinking of subbing these out for midnight haunting, but not entirely sure. They are great for the life gain against the early aggro matchups and just having chump blockers. 2 divine offering. Good against swords, mirror matches. Not that I've seen any. Even the blade splicers against golem tokens, it's good because alright, maybe you don't gain the life off it, but it's still something to get rid of that annoying first strike. And then 2 Oblivion Rings. Not a lot of people at my shop are playing this card at the minute, but I do think that it is a really strong card. It's just, it gets rid of quite a lot of the big threats quite easily, because not a lot of people run like enchantment removal where I am, so it's just one of those things that you're easily able to sneak past. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you've got any comments, any criticisms of any way you think I could improve it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks guys, signing out.